A hero is finally home. The remains of U.S. Airman Staff Sgt. Nicolas Governale returning to New York City more than 80 years after he was killed during World War II. He died in a 1943 plane crash in the South Pacific while serving with the 69th Bombardment Squadron. His fate unknown for decades. Staff Sgt. Governale got an emotional homecoming at LaGuardia Airport on Friday as generations of family members gathered to honor him. He was finally laid to rest in the borough of Queens with a funeral mass and a 21-gun salute. With us now are two of his nephews, Edward and Anthony Veneziano. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. I know this is an emotional time for you and maybe a satisfying one as well. Anthony, it's my understanding that it was your idea about DNA testing that eventually led to the recovery of your uncle's remains. Tell us how that happened.
Well, about in the year 2000, I was watching this documentary about MIAs, and they were showing that through this Project Recovery, that through DNA and through technology, they're starting to identify these servicemen who were lost, and that if you were interested, you could send in your DNA to the government. So I had called, and they sent me a kit, like if you do like through Ancestry.com, very similar, and to take DNA samples and to send it back to them. And I'd gotten the kit, and my mom at that time was alive. And after much cajoling, I got her to submit her DNA, my DNA. And we didn't hear from them for over 26 years until last April. We got a call from the government that was, they said they were updating records. And I had asked them repeatedly, I said, well, did you find my uncle? And they wouldn't commit until the following month, which I guess is when they positively identified his remains. And that's exactly what happened.
Edward, how surprised are you that this actually worked, that it came through?
Well, you know, it all happened last week, and I've had a whole week to sort of think about it. And at the time, it just really seemed like a dream. It was an impossibility. Certainly, that was what my family felt. How are they possibly going to identify him? At the time his plane had crashed, they had several attempts to find the other gentlemen who were with him and the records of the plane, and they had no success. So it really wasn't until technology and caught up and they were able to find him. So it was all dreamlike, to be honest with you. And then now a week later, I have to say, I'm just so happy that we've been able to fulfill a dream, a wish of my mom, who was his brother, my grandparents, who were his parents, to actually find him, bring him home, and he was laid to rest with his brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers, something that was a wish of my parents, our whole family for generations, and finally it's happening.
Project Recover is the group that was able to locate his remains. Here's a statement from them. They say, "This homecoming is more than the return of one soul. It is the closing of a chapter long marked by anguish and unanswered questions. It's the fulfillment of a sacred promise that no one who serves this country will ever be forgotten." Anthony, I'm guessing you don't really remember your uncle, right? I mean...
No. I mean, my mom was 12
yeah.
when he passed away.
But yeah, it's clear from the family photographs, handsome young man, by the way, but it's clear from the family photographs that he was on everybody's mind.
Well, he was, you know, it was an unanswered, as my brother said, you know, my uncle's plane went down in 43. And my grandparents and my mom and my uncle and aunts, there was no closure for them. There was no funeral. There was no servicemen coming home. And they always wondered, like, what could have happened? Could he be alive someplace? Maybe he's on an island somewhere. They never had closure. But us growing up, I mean, my grandmother lived with us. There was always pictures of my uncle. We always heard stories of my uncle when he came home on furlough. And so he was always present. We even had cousins come up, second and third cousins from out of state, who they remember their mother and father talking about my uncle. So he was always spoken about in the family. But as we said, it was kind of like there was no closure for anybody in the family.
Edward, he was part of a B-25 Mitchell crew that went down near the Solomon Islands. There was a search at the time, and no trace of the plane or its crew was found. So how did Project Recover come up with this amazing feat?
Well, the government's amazing. They have really documented everything. So when the Project Recover folks spoke with us, they told us that they had the exact location that the plane had crashed. And they now have the technology to go down into the depth necessary. And they found the entire plane, I should say. And they're slowly recovering more from what we understand. They started in the front and the back, I believe, and now they're working their way through the middle. And they work very closely with the government, and wherever possible, when they have as detailed information as they did with my Uncle Nick, they're able to go out to those locations. I think they said to us, which was fascinating, was maybe 6 months or so before they were in the area, but maybe 10, 20 meters away, and they had no success. And then they go back, they're very methodical, and they came, and then they hit it.
Wow. Well, I know it's a great relief to your family, and we thank you for your uncle's service. It's good to know that he is home. Edward and Anthony Veneziano, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.